Well, preparing for day 3. The twins are alive, doing great. They are spunky, they're nursing, they're doing good. That big demon beast of a calf that fell out of that heifer, he's got a little fever, so we gave him some Tylenol and fixed him up. But the wind is shifting, and so we got the facility here if anybody needs emergency. Tonight and tomorrow we got 7 more roughly. But the wind is shifting, so you can see the cows starting to move around this way. And there's the twins. Oh, how cute. Look at the little twins. And who's the little fuzzy wuzzy calf? But we're going to take the straw bale and spread out on this snow. And then I'll get more hay bales and bale along this area to grow the pack a little bit. And then once we're done with this calving, then we're kind of clear for a while. The mom, that big heifer, she still doesn't like the calf nursing on her. It's her first time. So the first round, we put her in the chute twice. And that worked. But now it's to the point that if we scratch her back and give her some water and distract her, the calf can nurse. She'll kind of step back and shift around, but the calf chases her around, which is good. We're just trying to build that relationship. And so yeah, that kind of break up the that bale up. And well, I don't know where to. I gotta watch behind me because, like the breeder had said, we have such a maternal, communal kind of herd. He's never really seen a herd like that where everybody's just so involved with everybody else. It's kind of weird. Like the cows don't go off to have a calf. The stupid buggers go into the group to have a calf, and then you got the risk of getting laid on and stepped on, and so we don't know what. Maybe that's what happened to that first calf, but yeah, goofy things. But so the cow has a hard time dealing with her calf because you got 20 mother hens sticking their nose in there and trying to lick the same calf. But yeah, that looks nice. I might have to reevaluate my pasture, having the cows overwinter on pasture, because hopefully we know this soil is going to be built up here, but at the same time, it's going to be a mess for a couple years until we get this cleaned up and seeded again. So we might have to, depending on how this looks by the end of next year, we might end up having to figure out something for winter, a different idea. But so yeah, there he's charging, the little guy charging right into the pack. Them 2 little twins, boy, they're just go. Only got 2 bales left, 2 partial bales, plus they got a lot of cleaning up to do out there. But while we're calving and this bad weather, that's all right. That is quite all right. Next week when it gets warm, as soon as it starts getting warm, we'll hold off for feed and make them clean it up. And we did that this winter already, and they actually cleaned up a big hole out here where they dug in for good hay, and they cleaned up a pretty big patch. And so the cost of hay is nothing if you can keep disease and cleanliness out of the herd, or keep the herd clean. An extra couple bales a year really cost you nothing if you got a couple calves that don't get scours and stuff like that. Well, I'm not trying to sound braggy, Alex, but these cows are our children. We didn't have kids. Well, we did, but for 65 cents a day, you can raise a kid in Africa. We got rid of them little buggers right away, like $19 a month for each kid. How do you beat that deal? Just kidding. No, we couldn't have kids, and so this Beeford is our kid, and I'm not trying to sound boastful, but we got the phone call from the butcher, and this is the second year in a row that the butcher is like, this is some of the nicest looking carcasses that we've hung up, whether it's grass-fed, corn-fed. He said they've never seen grass-fed with this type of quality meat, and that's because you're buying $50 straws, you know, from beautiful bulls, and we spend time. We put in hours on them cows. Like, if we had to pay ourselves a salary, we'd be so far bankrupt, it wouldn't even be funny. There's no way them cows can pay us a little bit of a salary for the hours we invest in them. But it's our future, and I'm just really proud how our herd is coming along. Yeah. Well, we got this little guy. Karen she had her alarm set for midnight to go check the cows, and I just slept here at the farm, and she came from our house, and she got up at 11, and she's like, I might as well just go now, you know, and we always joke that it's God speaking through you. She went out there and found this guy just standing there with the membrane. Mom didn't clean him off or nothing. The membrane's still on him, froze pretty solid right to him. And so Karen called. The pasture's just a half mile down the road from the farmhouse, so I got dressed and we went out there, and it's just like, screw it. We have zero time to worry about connecting him to Mom. That doesn't matter right now. We just got to get this guy. So we put him in my pickup cab with the heat on high for the first few minutes, and then we went out, checked the rest of the herd, and while he was in my cab warming up, and then got him here in the shop. And so it's been a good hour and a half that we've been here, and he's progressing. He's starting to stand, and he's under that infrared heater, so that's got to help him. We don't have anything right now to do a warm bath, to sit him in a warm bath, but he's got a quart of colostrum. We got some emergency packets of colostrum, and so he got about a quart in his belly in just the last few minutes, and that really started the shivering. And so I made this because we might end up with a bottle calf. I don't know. The sun's going to come out today. It's going to get pretty warm. So if he can get this bottle down this morning, then he can just stay in here until mid-afternoon or late afternoon when he's ready for some more. And then we'll go see if we can't put Mom in the chute and force her to allow him to nurse. And sometimes that nursing is enough that Mom's instincts kick in and like, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Because it's a new heifer, first calf heifer that had him. Yeah, the joys. 6 hours later and you're still alive. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. It's sunny out, but that air is just cold. Man, the thermometer says like 5 degrees and sunny, but that air is so cold and cutting crisp right through your clothes. We'll give that sun a couple more hours to warm stuff up out there before we take him back out, and we'll put a coat on him and try to transition him back to the cold and see if we can get him close to Mom and see what she's gonna do, and I guess one step at a time. And then we got the big one, the big boy that fell. We still gotta double check to make sure he's able to nurse, and yeah. That big boy, that was kind of funny because Karen was up front giving Mom treats and I was in the back just scratching her back last night. So you know how they turn their head and they're just like, oh yeah. And that allowed the calf to sneak some licks in last night, and he drank until he didn't want to drink. So, well, we built the maternity pen. Karen had a good idea of building a maternity pen because what you got is 20 other mother hens so that's the calf that we brought in and warmed up. So we're trying to reintroduce it to mom. And you literally have 5 or 6 other cows trying to come and lick on it and say hi to it. And so Karen threw a bunch of cornstarch on mom's nose and in her nostrils and then wiped the calf down with cornstarch. And it might have helped because she did start to lick it. There was the relationship of the mom calling and the calf going to her, but the calf is also used to me and Karen. Its smell is on us, so it follows us around. But we got mom into the pen, into the corral. I got her teats opened up. They were plugged a little bit and painful. So I got her teats opened up, but the calf didn't want to nurse. He's just fine. And so at least we can monitor them in the maternity pen. We'll bring some water out for mom. And yeah, so if I do not care if we have to pen her for a couple days until we get that calf to get nursing where we can verify. The big guy on the back side, he finally is nursing. He's finally nursing. He's got a full belly. And mom's left quarters were a little bit empty this morning when we came out and checked here, an hour ago when we started. He's got a full belly. The left quarters are empty. No fever. He's just doing good. He's just kind of slow. The little twins, they are finding their wheels. So they are starting to speed around already, which is good. And so... oh, man. 5 more to go tonight. Look at that guy. He doesn't seem really uncomfortable to me. He's looking good. So, we're going to get blankets on the twins because it's, we're supposed to get some freezing rain tonight. Yay. I know, right? So... we got blankets on these two, and they are really doing good. They are just thriving. Mom has taken each one at a time out to the water trough, and they walked the whole way, which is pretty impressive for little guys. So you got Pete and Repeat. And Karen had said name him Gizmo because the design's on his head. And I said, well, then name him Mr. Wing because of the Gremlins movie, Mr. Wing and Gizmo. But she said, that's stupid. And so they're named Pete and Repeat. We did get this calf to nurse. We brought a freestander. We kind of got a little maternity pen. Hey. We got a little maternity pen here. So we just swing this gate to the freestander. She walks into the sweep. She goes in there. We open up the side of the chute. Calf got the nurse on all 4 quarters. And, oh my gosh. Calf got the nurse on all 4 quarters until he was kind of done. And then he laid down. It just, okay, we're done. Flop. And, she's got water, she's got hay, and she's good to go. She'll be just fine in here for the night. The calf already has a blanket on. He started shivering as he nursed, that's pretty normal, but he should be good. He should be good to go. Would you just leave me alone? Oh my gosh. What are you? Typical... they're that typical next generation where all they want to do is be on camera. Look at me, look at me. Ugh, I got millennial cows. How annoying. Ugh, I never thought I'd have to whip an animal. Disgusting. So that's going to end our day, is putting on the blankets. Everybody's fine. So we'll be back here. It's 4:30. We'll be back again. I don't know. Karen will probably start the 10 o'clock shift, and then I'll come at midnight, or we'll take turns, you know. That's kind of been working a little bit, but whatever. We're figuring it out. 3 cows to calve potentially tonight. That does not bother me at all, other than the rain on the calf. I have no worry with the cows. All the problems this year are because of all these first calf heifers. We got 16 first calf heifers this year. Is that correct? Okay. And so, yeah, I don't know. That's enough of that. We'll talk to you guys later.